Robin this season is just still irking my very soul. I mean, goodness, every time she opens her mouth, it's just negativity and venom. So, really, right now, where we are in this season, episode 9, season 7, Robin can go, Giselle can go, Ashley can go, Mia can go, and Jacqueline, Mia's fake representative, doesn't even need to be there. Neither does Charisse. Really, let's just scrap the whole cast. Start over. Again, my humble opinion. This is Talking Taste with Ty. Let's talk about it. Okay, the ladies are in Miami for the last leg of their trip. They're still there and they are all getting ready for Karen's birthday dinner. You know, the one that Mia kindly tells Karen, well, I don't have to host this. And Karen was like, you know what? You don't. So what is Mia doing? She's upstairs pouting, basically. And all the ladies are getting ready, fashion-wise. Karen looked amazing. Love the cut of that dress. It just fits so nicely to her. Giselle was Giselle. But the biggest thing, Charisse, girl, like Charisse, for Charisse to want to have that Grand Dame title, honey, you're going to have to get your fashions together if you're trying to take Karen down and trying to take her place, because what you're giving right now is not it. But all the ladies start to arrive. Giselle's downstairs, Karen comes downstairs, they're all dressed in white and they're waiting for Karen's dinner to get started. But who comes downstairs and takes charge after the entertainment arrives to tell everyone where to get set up and all that good stuff? It is Jacqueline. Jacqueline really takes over and tells the ladies, oh, Mia's feeling under the weather. And you see Karen's face like, because she knows what's going on. She knows Mia's being absolutely petty because Karen would not just jump to her side immediately after she pulled those shenanigans and threw that drink at Wendy. The entertainment arrives. Robin arrives last. So that's a little bit of the old Robin, right? Late, like late Robin. And again, the only person still missing is Mia, who arrives dead last and not wearing all white. She's wearing a white dress, but it is just covered in roses and other floral patterns and red. So she kind of wore white. Something tells me that when she planned the white party, she wanted to be the person to stand out because, you know, that's just Mia, right? Always wanting attention. So all the ladies start by giving like their favorite funny memories of Karen. I love this. Candace talks about the wig shift. Remember how bad Karen's wigs used to look? I mean, Karen is night and day, like from the season 1, season 2, season 3 even. I mean, her plastic surgery looks great, or whatever she's done to her face looks great. Her hair looks so much better. Her fashions are 10 times better. So Karen's been a huge upgrade since we met her. Let's see. Karen, Giselle talks about Karen going off on Ashley. Remember, Ashley used to cause just absolute hell. Like, Ashley was just a little hellraiser. She did not care what she said, who she said it to, and she was going to piss the ladies off. All of them. I don't think she ever went at Giselle, though. But all the other ladies, she's gotten under their skin a time or two. And when she got under Karen's skin, Karen was telling her, remember, Ashley, clink, clink, don't drop the soap, talking about Ashley's husband, Michael. So that was really funny. Then Mia wants to chime in. Mia hasn't even known Karen long enough, I think, to have a true memory of her. But the only thing she could think of was her husband, G, doing that whole weird old man tongue lick and drooling and licking his tongue out over Karen, and Karen was just, you know, like clutching her pearls. That was the only thing she could remember. So not really too phased about that. That was really boring. So the fire entertainment gets going. You got, you know, lady sticking the fire down her throat, the guy twirling fire, and Karen, again, this was a dumb part of the episode. They do like a slow-mo of Karen just all, you know, fanning herself and doing this and kind of looking all longingly after this man because apparently fire gets her all hot and bothered. Let's just add this to the list of things I did not need to know about Karen. And meanwhile, we get to our good girl, Wendy. And Wendy's still talking about Mia's size 14, so that shoe size keeps increasing every time they mention it. I'm loving that. That's hilarious. And how and we flash back to Karen talking about how much she enjoyed her time with Candace, Ashley, and Wendy. And so that was a really great thing. Karen's like, you know what, ladies, I really, really enjoyed that. You know why? Because there was no arguing, there were no shenanigans going on, there was just no drama. Candace and Ashley had put all their beef to the side for that moment, for that dinner, or that lunch with Wendy, and they were all getting along. And this is how it should be. I like fun shade, happy shade, not yelling, screaming, tears, fights, drama. No one likes all of that. Ashley brings up to the table while they're all sitting there about Chris making some comments online on Instagram or Twitter, and she basically says that he was threatening the women. This is according to Ashley. And Candace says, you know what? In light of the things that he's been accused of, he is fully within his rights to defend himself. And so, we're reminded of Ashley and rolling hills of neck Giselle and their allegations against Chris, which are absolutely unfounded and ridiculous. And Candace says, you know what? I refuse to engage and give these women a moment, because you know what? I cannot win. Ashley brought this up because, as usual, she's trying to get Candace to come out of character, look like the bad person, and Candace is just paying them dust, like, okay, my husband said this, fine, whatever. He's entitled to say that. Well, Candace, don't you think? And Candace like, you know what? No, I'm not giving you this, because you know what? She's right. She can't win. She's either going to be too aggressive or she's defensive, when she's really just saying, I'm not having this discussion with you right now. That's what we're not going to do. I don't see a point. Candace really asked her, who are you, her representative? And Jacqueline's all, you wish you had a representative. No, honey, you are not Mia's mama. Again, their relationship is so weird. Very, very strange. It seems very codependent. It's very similar to this this friendship that Robin and Giselle has, and how Robin feels like she has to insert herself in every piece of drama that Giselle has going on. Like, Giselle's enemy is my enemy. And we'll get more into that a little bit later with the Candace situation. But again, production, after all the women leave, it looks like they had a party in the pool. I'm not sure if Candace was there or not after, and all their white. But production airs a clip of Candace's IG, basically calling these women fake. Like, you guys are all fake. You guys are not loyal. And then we, go to commercial. And we come back, and it's the last day of the trip. And Mia and Jacqueline are getting ready for the day. And Mia asks Jacqueline, why isn't Candace staying at a hotel with Wendy since they're such good friends? And Mia was telling Jacqueline, like, oh, I'm sure that if this were me, you'd be right there along with me, Well, first of all, Candace is a permanent member of this cast, and she's paid to be there. So why are you guys trying to impact her check because you want to act like a-holes? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. She has just a right to be there as any of you. She's a member of this ensemble cast, and you guys have casting times to meet each day and to film each day. So why should she not do her job because you guys are acting petty fools? Simple. She shouldn't, and she's not going to. She's very professional. So we get to Wendy at the hotel, just chilling. She's checking on her kids with her husband, Eddie, who I think is letting the kids eat everything but the kitchen sink. It's really cute. And Wendy's saying that, she took the time off from work to be here, because I think maybe production asked her, why didn't she just go home? Listen, I blocked out all engagements to be here for this trip to film with Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm going to film. I'm not going to allow these women to A, ruin my trip, and B, if we're breaking the fourth wall, affect her paycheck. She's not going to do that. And then it allows them to dictate the narrative. It's where she needs to be there. She needs to be seen. She needs to present her side of the story. So we see Ashley checking in with her mom, talking about Michael, and wonder, is he missing her because she's so far away? Yada, 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 girl. No, and no. Then we get back to the hotel, or back to the Miami home, and we see Charisse going into Candace's room, and Candace is getting ready. She has her concealer setting, and Katie is just, I feel like she's drained, and Charisse wants her to be happy with this group. And she goes off about Ashley projecting her husband's infidelity onto Candace. And she's like, is their divorce even real? Is it still happening? It seems like some scam. And honey, a lot of us are still thinking that. I know that Ashley is publicly dating someone right now, but that relationship, the Darbys always seem a little sketchy to me. So speaking of the Darbys, we get back to Ashley down there rhythmlessly tick-tocking or whatever the Karen calls it. Oh, why does she do this to us? I've gone to her TikTok a lot of times. I try to watch her videos. I try to ride with her, and I just absolutely cannot. Again, it is giving me eighth grade cheerleading squad. Like, girl, why are you doing this to yourself? And you also, not saying that she's a little old to be doing it, but I've seen a lot of women do it a lot better. So, Ashley, you're not a dancer. I think there's lots of other things you can do on TikTok aside from dancing. That's all I'm saying. You should do some hair tutorials. I love when your curly hair is out. Let's do some funny family TikToks with your babies. There's lots of other things you can do. It does not have to be that dancing all the time in skimpy outfits that are not age appropriate at all. Not to say that some things are age appropriate and some things are not. I'm just saying Ashley has very, very tacky style, and a woman in her mid-30s, you think she would have matured a lot in her style. But she's still, crop tops and Coronas, because that's Ashley. So just Mia comes down and she tells the ladies what they're going to be doing that day. So Giselle, Karen, Mia, and Jacqueline are all going to be a group together. So they're going to be car A. And then Candace, Robin, Charisse, and Ashley are going to be in car B, and they're going to be going to a yacht. So car A, they're going to be going and driving a Lambo. So when Candace, Robin, Charisse, and Ashley all get into their vehicle, Candace, they're driving, and Candace wants to invite Wendy to join them on the boat. What does Robin start doing? She starts being an absolute brat, like rolling her eyes and breaths and just like, girl, really? And then Candace actually says this to Robin. Listen, I'm asking you this, Robin, because I want to make sure you're okay with it. Candace, why are you caring about Robin's feelings? Again, Robin's not your friend. She's going to prove that shortly. So Wendy decides to join the group. So we get back to Karen, and Karen is in the car with Mia. And what does she do? She backpedals, and she apologizes to Mia for making it seem like she was taking sides, and maybe she should have just stayed out of it. I'm thinking the only way you would have stayed out of it was to completely alienate Wendy, which is what Mia wanted you to do. So having an opinion is not meddling or being neutral, which is what she tried to be. You should not apologize for being neutral. It's that simple. So they go drive Lambos. Lamborghinis look great. Karen can't drive. So Karen and Mia are in one vehicle. Giselle and Jacqueline are in another. And Giselle's driving and Karen is trying to drive. Honey, Giselle's got it going on over there. She is driving. But why are they driving and yelling out the window like they've never driven a luxury car before? For women who claim to be so affluent and have so much, I thought that was really bizarre. Maybe they just had to play it up for the cameras and be woo girls for this moment, but the woo girl antics coming from women who are 50 plus wasn't fun for me. So don't want to be an ageist, but I'm not a woo girl, and I don't like a woo girl, especially when it seems very forced. It seemed very forced, almost like when they were at the beach and twerking and dancing and they broke out into some spontaneous 1980s movie dance party. It's weird. It's giving staged, and I don't like that. It's giving inauthentic, and I don't like that either. Then we get back to the womp 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 trip, which is the car B trip, and that's the ladies headed to the boat. Guys, the boat is a pedal boat. Remember how you go to cities and they have the pedal trolleys, wherever, the alcohol trolleys, the booze tours, where you pedal and you drink it and you're going down the street? Well, it's the same thing, but with a boat. All these ladies have on shoes and clothing that is not meant for this type of trip. They thought they were going to be on a luxurious yacht, and they dressed as such. Like they were going to be getting catered to and pampered to and pampered and all these great things. And no, honey, they are hoofing it. So, yeah. So they're pedaling and they're eating gas station sandwiches. And again, it's just really embarrassing. This is a pathetic, horrible trip. And Wendy was telling Candace how she's doing well in the hotel, and she's just been relaxing. She's grading papers. She's getting caught up on things. Ashley, trying to make conversation, asked Robin about her wedding and how things are going. Well, she says, well, we've decided to elope, and she kind of acts all coy about it. And I'm like, what's happening here? What is she doing? But Ashley, I mean, I prefer not to talk about that right now and have conversations like that in front of people. I prefer to have conversations like this in front of people who actually like me. And I thought, you're the only one who's throwing venom at anyone in this group. Like, it's you. Like, the problem starts with you. You have to pick a side, just like you picked a side with Wendy attacking Giselle last season, or going after Giselle and defending her marriage and her plastic surgery to Giselle and reading her for filth. You should have just sat there and let Giselle take it, because then you had to pipe up and then Wendy read you down as well about your fake relationship with Ron. And now you're still butthurt about it. Basically, this is what this comes down to. And you've taken all that animosity and rolled it into this season. You can't let it go. And now you're pissy with Candace because Candace hasn't taken your side in whatever imaginary argument that you have going on in your mind with Wendy. And Candace is riding with Wendy. And now you're getting all pissy with Candace. Girl, grow up. Again, I used to like Robin. I think I liked Robin for one episode this season and maybe like an episode or two last season. But, back in the day, I would really ride with Robin. I didn't like how Ashley was spreading the rumors during the first season, second season. I can't remember which season that was, when she was telling everyone that Robin and Juan were broke and that Juan had another woman. Listen, when Robin got up in her face, it was aggressive and she should not have done that, but she should have gone after Ashley for the ish she was talking. She should have done that. Now, I was totally there for her then. But now all of these things just seem like manufactured drama that she's trying to create with people, because she specifically does not have beef with them, but she's carrying Giselle's beef for her. Again, just like Candace, mad at Candace because Candace is going after Giselle. So now she has to do what? Now she has to be mad at Candace too. So Candace has to be an enemy of both Robin and Giselle. It makes no sense. It's terrible Mean Girls antics. Regina George, aka Giselle. So the ladies get back to the home and they're getting ready for dinner. And Robin approaches Giselle and she goes, Giselle, I have something to tell you. She's taking a number 2, which is TMI. I don't know why she felt the need to tell everyone that on camera, but again, classy Robin, right? And she plays this audio, and it's Candace on her IG Live. And they're acting all shocked, like, oh, she's talking about all of us, Giselle. This is Robin. She's talking about all of us, every one of us, Wendy and Carrot, all of us, me. No, she wasn't. Why would you even make that assumption when you know exactly who she has problems with? And she goes, this is not something that I should approach privately. I need to tell this to the group because she's talking about everyone. And Giselle's like, oh, yes, you better, honey. Oh, these two. Again, what's the quote? If they shared a brain, I wish they would get one that worked. That's kind of how I feel about Robin and Giselle and this fake outrage. So, Candace, the ladies were all downstairs, and as they go to celebrate their last night in Miami, Candace poses to the group, listen, guys, Wendy's been isolated from us for days now. She's by herself. I'm not sure how everyone feels, and if you're comfortable inviting her to dinner tonight. And Mia just says no, pulls rank. And Ashley's like, you know what? Mia is on team way too much, and she's taking this too far. Ashley's not wrong. Again, a broke clock is right twice a day. And side note, what is Ashley wearing? Fredericks of Hollywood chic. Ashley, again, get a stylist, please. I think Ashley's adorable. She's an interesting, she's no curves at all. Like, she's straight up and down boy. It's like super tiny boy body type. But she could really benefit from a stylist who's going to dress her in a classy, not tacky way. Because it looks like she was, a woman on the prowl that night. Like, I mean, she might have been on the prowl for some action, but it looks like somebody was going to pay her for some action. Maybe she was looking for that. I don't know. So the ladies all get to the restaurant, or I'm sorry, the ladies all get in the cars and they're driving to the restaurant. And Mia tells Ashley, Ashley, Jacqueline thinks you're cute and you're totally her type. Meanwhile, Jacqueline's in the other vehicle telling the ladies about how, she has trouble dating multiple people and how she gets fixated on one person. She's only with that person and wants that person. And Charisse goes, yes, honey, I can only handle one man at a time, or maybe two. Oh, I have to say, Charisse actually looks nice tonight. Candace walked by her and said she looks nice. She's wearing something very appropriate for her size, plays up her huge boobs and tight weight. I mean, it's just a very good look. It's, a black off the shoulder, very svelte number that looks very, very good on her. She was not wearing a tint. So meanwhile, we switch back to the other car. And I think everyone still questions me and Jacqueline's relationships. And I think Giselle is very curious about this relationship of theirs and asks Mia, has anything ever happened between you and Jacqueline? And Mia goes, well, we've shared a boyfriend before. I was dating this guy and I wanted to break up with him, but I couldn't break up with him because the sex was just too good. And I said it was so good that, Jacqueline, you have to try him out. And so Jacqueline tried him out. And she says he's still to this day the best that she's ever had. If this does not sound like some striptease showgirls type ish, I don't know what does. Let's just be honest, Mia. You were a part of that. You just say it. You have threesomes with Jacqueline. Just say it. We're all assuming it. I think you've shared previous men in the past, and I think you're sharing G. I think this is part of the issues that you guys are going to have because who's buying her all of these expensive cars and everything? Yeah. Is she leasing them? What's the tea? What's the real story? But just call her. She's your sister wife. Fine. Whatever. So while everyone's getting seated at the restaurant, Ashley just walks off. And she invites Wendy to have dinner with everyone. You know what, guys? Wendy should be here. I think she should be here, so I called her. She comes and sits back down and basically was like, I invited Wendy and what? And Mia's like, oh, you little brat. And Giselle's trying to scoot Mia's chair to the side. And you see kind of Candace just kind of smirking and Ashley and Mia are going back and forth. And when did Candace ask Jacqueline, like, where's your representative now? Or, are you going to represent her now or something like that? Candace got a little dig in at Jacqueline. But yeah, she just said, this is what we're doing. I'm inviting her. Wendy gets there, comes in, she looks fabulous. She sits down and, it is what it is. She's there. Mia finally shuts up after she and Ashley kind of exchanged words. What I find really interesting is, answer this for me. Anytime Mia's gotten into an argument with Wendy or Candace, so with Candace it was the lettuce, with Wendy it was the drink, yet Ashley just sat there and blatantly, I guess, disrespected her, if you will, after she said she did not want Wendy at the dinner. She didn't have that same venom for Ashley, did she? She held back against Ashley big time. She called her a brat. She didn't call her out of too far out of her name or anything. She called her a brat. Didn't, curse at her, didn't really raise her voice at her, not to the level in which she treated Wendy or Candace when they had their disagreements. And you can just wonder why is that? And that's all I'm going to say. We're not going to go down that road. I know a lot of other vloggers are going down that road. Do I believe the colorism exists on this show? Absolutely. Is pretty blatant. But again, Mia's treatment of Wendy and Candace during conflict was very different than her conflict with Ashley during that conflict. So nonetheless, Robin was like, ladies. She pulls out this, Five Below speaker, sits on the middle of the table, and proceeds to play Candace's Instagram live audio. And you can see Candace is like, here we go. And she's, you know what? Kudos to Candace because she stood behind everything she said. She's like, yeah, that was me. I said it. And Robin, I wasn't talking about you. Actually, I was talking about you. Giselle, I was talking about you. But yet Robin still wants so badly to be thrown in the mix with Giselle and have Candace have a problem with her too, that she just still holds on to this. Like, you said all the ladies. Like, Robin, sit down. Shut up. And Candace was talking about how she doesn't like how people are not loyal. Here comes forehead. Ashley chimes in. Well, speaking of loyal, Candace, remember when you said that Candace was, or I'm sorry, that Karen had been, being seen all over town with other men? And Candace, who said that? Shout out to Portia. Candace, you said it, but she did not say that exact word. And let's recall, it was Ashley who brought that up. They were talking about rumors, and Ashley, and they were drinking, and Ashley's like, oh yeah, I hear all kinds of rumors about Karen. And then Candace made the mistake of trusting Ashley and elaborating, like, oh, I have too. I've heard that she's been seen out with a man, one man out of town. She did not say men. She did not say she was all over town. She did not mention multiple men. She said a man in town. And and Candace was reduced to tears because I feel like she genuinely did not remember saying that. Because again, they were drinking, the wine was flowing, and they were kikiing, having a good time, and just doing general gossip. Who knows what else was said during that conversation. And Karen, when I tell you, Karen went off. She's, oh, and she just, that head flipped around so quickly, and she got up and she barged off, and she was not about to have it. Then you know what? She came back and she said, you know what? I want to hear what you guys are saying about me in front of my face. And Candace, was crying and said, I would never say that. Why would I tell anything to her? Talking about Ashley. And Ashley's just sitting there smirking because she knows it's on camera. God, I can't stand Ashley. I cannot stand Ashley. So this is how this dinner all goes down. Karen basically gets all the women together about her marriage, and her marriage is an institution, and you guys will not be discussing her institution. And yeah, so this is kind of how this dinner ends. Everyone eats, they wrap it up, and then we get to something really bizarre. The cameras just stop rolling, and this is when you see either A, this show is really, really fake, or B, this show is just really fake. Because all the women go out together that night, clubbing, doing what they should have been doing this entire time in Miami, partying and having fun, right? They're going out, again, the camera crew is no longer with them, so they're just getting like camera footage from each other's cameras at this point. You got Robin and Wendy just all hugged up, making up. You have Karen and Mia just grinding on each other and dancing. Giselle goes home. Giselle does not go out with the ladies. Giselle's tired. She's like, I'm old. I need to go rest. This is not for me. And it was interesting to see the dynamic of the women without Giselle and how much fun they had without her. Because, the alcohol's flowing. But in true fashion, when the alcohol starts flowing too freely and everyone starts getting along, some ish is bound to go down. So then we get screaming and crying in the car. Ashley is recording with her phone. She's recording the audio with her phone. It is Candace screaming at Robin for confronting her the way that she did at the table. And this felt very authentic. It felt very real because no cameras were supposed to be present. And she was hurt. Like, how could you do that to me? And she was crying, and it was really hard to listen to because I don't know what goes on off camera, but apparently Robin and Candace seem to be really cool and really close to one another. You think back to when Candace and Chris were having lunch, and Robin comes in to talk about the entire Giselle accusations and everything. And she walks in and she's just so jovial and happy and light and joking around with Chris. I mean, you got to see a different side of Robin, and I loved Robin that episode. So I sometimes question how much I would like Robin without Giselle. Like, if she could separate herself from Giselle and stop trying to be Giselle's puppet, Giselle's muscle, Giselle's representative, how much would I like her? But right now she still irks me. And to hear Candace's voice and hear that hurt in her voice when she truly thought Robin was her friend, that was hard to listen to. So yeah, we'll see what happens on the next episode when the ladies get back to Potomac. Will Wendy and Robin still be at peace, because it seems like the two of them made up at the club. So we'll see what happens. But again, I just question the authenticity of these shows and these women. And again, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I still like Candace. I still like Wendy. Karen is funny. Um, Watching the mid-season trailer, Karen's going to give us some great TV, some great reads. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to discuss it with you guys. So I'll be back for episode 10 in a few days of Real Housewives of Potomac with that recap and review. Until then, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I'm wishing you all love and light. Until next time.